Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Market Psychology 101, where we look for value in the markets when there's fear and are cautious when there's greed. In today's video, we're going to be doing an altcoin of the day and taking a look at Algo, also known as Algorand. First, let's take a look at the fear and greed charts. We are up in extreme greed, which is 75 and above. Most recently, we've been as high as 90 once Bitcoin broke the all-time highs. The last time we were this high was either the very, very top of Bitcoin in 2021 when it broke 69,000. We have just broken that now, so that's why we're up here. The time before was when Bitcoin broke the all-time high in 2017, which was around 20,000. So once we broke above 20,000 in late 2020, that's when we were up here in greed. But the true top wasn't until March to April when Bitcoin had this double top here. So this is when greed got to 90, and it did come down a little bit to the very top. So do know, all because we're up here, it's not a one-to-one correlation. Should we stay up here like we did back in 2020, then it's possible much higher highs in the price are coming. Now, should we just sell off really dramatically, then sure, maybe it's a mid-cycle top. But do look for accumulation, just like down here. Alternatively, when we were accumulating in fear here as well, the true bottom wasn't until November of 22 for Bitcoin. So overall, the last year, you can see we're trending up. Now, if we stay up there, then it's possible that the big numbers are coming in. So we'll get to algo here in a second. Here are some things to look for. Now that Bitcoin has broken the all-time high, it needs to stay above the all-time high and have some very large moves even higher. Something that could help that is the halving event coming up. That means for Bitcoin that half the amount of Bitcoin gets mined after each halving. It supposedly creates a supply crunch, which drives up demand, and that's why we see the prices go higher after the halving. So who knows, maybe at the halving, which is around April 22nd, we see, let's just go a couple months down the road, maybe you see in that orange band near the top that we see Bitcoin go from 120 to 160,000. I know it seems crazy because that's like a 2x from where we are right now inside of a few months. But having been through these bull runs, I've seen it before, and do have a plan. Make sure you're ready to take profits, because when Bitcoin is up here in these ranges and your altcoin, whatever it is, maybe you have 3 to 5 altcoins, if they've done a 10 to 20x, I highly recommend taking profits. Just my opinion, because if you don't, many of them will crash back down. So anyways, before we go to algo, one more thing. Alt season index, we are still very low. Look for this to spike up pretty high. We're not there yet. When it happens, it's going to be crazy. If you've never been through it before, get excited. I hope you're ready. But again, do have a plan. So let's go over to algo. We'll take a look from the Coinbase chart, and let's just start fresh here. So if we are to go from the prior high and low, well, right now you can see, at least on the weekly, we are double tapped in the overbought area on the RSI. Now we have a higher price. Where's this going to peak? Who knows? But if it peaks lower, then you could say bearish divergence. But still, price could go much, much, much higher. And right now it is at 26 cents. It has had prior highs of around 277. So that's still a 10x from where we are if we do get to the top. Important to note, last bull run in 21. Now, Algo's one that topped late in 21. Okay, most altcoins did most of their damage here. There were some that topped later. So keep an eye on Algo, see if it's maybe not running when some of the others are topping out. Maybe this, if this is to happen again, then you can take some profits, roll into Algo if it hasn't run yet, and then get some more profits. Kind of like a parlay, but kind of don't recommend that either, because it gets risky every time you do it. There's no guarantee we have to get back here, is the point I was going to say. So do know that all because we had these highs at 277, who knows, maybe we only finish as high as 80. Anyways, let's draw a fib from that high to the low. And what do we got here? So we have Algo getting above this 236 level of around 20 cents. And it looks like it wants to hit that 33-cent level. If it were to make new highs, then let's take this fib off of log. If it is to make new highs, then you could target $4.48. So wouldn't that be nice? So that would be, let me do a calculation. 448 divided by 0.26. That'd be about a 17x from where we are right now, should we get up here. Will it? Who knows? But that could be a target for you to look at. Algorand's market cap is $2 billion. And so if we were to get to that price, we can take that 17x I just told you about before, multiply it times 2 billion, and we would be at around a $36 billion market cap. So if you believe Algo can get up here and do a 17x from where it is right now, then you believe Algo can be worth 36 billion. Now, do I recommend buying Algo right now? Well, no, because here's one way I look at the charts. I like to look at charts where they're at in the last year. If we are at new highs within the last year, then that's not the place to buy. If you're new to crypto and you haven't been buying in down here, over here, and watching the charts, and you're just coming in now, you are gambling. You are not taking educational risks or educational approach to this. You are more taking an educational gamble. So do know that, sure, you might see profits, but you would be chasing your plays instead of dollar cost averaging in, getting ready, and being smarter about it. The other thing to note when we have these peaks, let's just say for argument's sake, the markets pull back in the next couple weeks. We've already seen weakness in Nvidia, Google, what else? Apple, Tesla, some of the top stocks in the world. So if we're seeing weakness in the top stocks, sometimes that will roll over into crypto semi-quick, and maybe we come back down here to 20 cents, something like that. So that is important to know. If I draw a fib from the low to the high, here might be some possible price targets. So maybe we get back down here to 23 cents. It's just a few cents lower, or maybe even lower over here between 18.5 and 21 cents. We are on the daily, and you can see daily we do have a red candle, a little bit of a doji there. So it looks like the price kind of wants to come back down to these moving averages. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we start rocketing off from here. I like to be very long-term in my plays and make investing easier, take the stress out of it. So I look at the weekly and the monthly, and I buy when there's weekly and monthly buy signals. That's what I like to do. So kind of as I showed you that doji before, how is red, these can, whether they're red or green, they can move violently either way. So look at here, that doji came in around 21 cents, took us down to 16. We have yet to see that on the weekly, but should that happen, then yeah, I think maybe you could look for 21 cents right there. So that's Algo. Those are some of its, we talked about some of its higher targets. Maybe we get to new highs, maybe not. Let's try that fib one more time. If we didn't get back the prior highs to 27, then you could look between the 0.5 and the 618, maybe as your first areas to take profit. So $1.50 to $1.80, somewhere in there. I don't think it'd be the worst idea to take some level of profits here. Maybe get back your initial investment at the very least, and then play with house money and see how high it goes. But again, as we get up here, do know it doesn't stay up there for long, and you have to be ready to pull the trigger and take profits. But again, it's entirely possible that, heck, maybe Algo gets up to these levels. Those are risks you're going to have to be willing to take. And of course, do your own research. See if Algo is a crypto that you like. But again, we're pumping the markets. Bitcoin's at an all-time high. If you are brand new to getting into crypto, you are taking big risks right now. Be careful of getting in. And should we have a top in Bitcoin between that what did I say it was? Like $120 to $160,000 range by the summer. Should we be there by the summer? I know it seems crazy. Then you may want to seriously consider taking profits. Anyways, that's all I got on Algorand ALGO for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and that you are all doing well. Take care. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye-bye.